also. It has become now easy that sitting on my mobile, I can book a ticket for railway. I book for my flight. Any tickets I can book it. So life is becoming more simpler. So I remember here one important thing is called business at the speed of thought. So first thing is this apprehension that AI will take away job is not correct. It is going to increase the job. But what is going to happen is skilling and reskilling. Let us say 93, 94, I taught a subject called AI there. This
Okay.
was a very new subject. Look at the AI. Now it has come up more than 30 plus years has elapsed. Now we see that how AI is really getting, into an application per se.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Future Forward, where we discuss about business, technology, and AI. We have an extreme pleasure of having a very special guest today, Bhuvan Damahe sir. Bhuvan sir comes with a years of experience in training, technology, and skill building. Bhuvan sir, thank you so much for accepting our invitation, and it's an honor to have you here on our very first episode. So, to start things off, can you please tell our audience about something about yourself, something about your journey, how you reached your like head of L&T STA as something a very honor for us. So, if you can just tell us something about yourself, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Junaid, for having me on your first podcast, which you plan to start. If you look at my journey, of course, I am a postgraduate in computer engineering from VJTI Mumbai a long ago, 1987. And after that, I have worked with Patni Computer. I think some of you may not have, most of you may not have born that time, where Patni
Right.
Computer was into a computer manufacturing. Mainframe and mini computers to be manufactured by this company. I was a part of their team in manufacturing of such high-end computers, which was in collaboration with Data Center USA. I think that company is no more now. A lot of changes have happened. After that, I joined one college in Aurangabad as a lecturer for 1 year as a computer science engineering student. I was studies there. I am taking this reference very specifically because I remember that during this year of 1990, let us say 93, 94, I taught a subject called AI there. This
Okay.
was a very new subject. Look at the AI. Now it has come up more than 30 plus years has elapsed. Now we see that how AI is really getting, into an application per se. But that time I remember there was a book I used to refer and the only algorithms, and we never used to understand that what is going to really happen. So just use the algorithm that how I do a searching and how do I deduce something. Those algorithms were taught basics of models of AI were, and I was teaching this subject in engineering college for a final year engineering student. And after that, I left this college only for 1.5 years, and then I joined Government of India, which is under the Ministry of IT. The name was current name is NILET, National Institute of Information Technology, and I have worked with this organization for more than 12, 13 years, long years. And I am very fortunate to even get traveled as a visiting scientist on board of government to a Switzerland. This was in 1995. I was in Switzerland as a visiting scientist. And I think some of you will know that 95 we did not have internet in India. It came on 15th August 1995. So I started using the internet before that when I was in Switzerland. But I realized that the power of computing, the power of IT is so high that this must come to India in a big way. And for that, internet has come to India in the August year itself. But I realized that the power of this is very high, and that's how I started one course here for a government of Maharashtra employee called MHCIT course, which currently is very famous, three
Right.
month or 6 month course. So that was actually designed and developed by me and my team in Government of India Aurangabad, and
Okay.
that's how we are trained 3 lakh people in 2 years from Maharashtra government. And of course, then I left the Government of India because I felt that I need to do scale up further or advance further. And I
Okay.
joined L&T Larsen and Tubro in 2006. I
Okay.
joined as a principal of L&T Institute of Technology, and it's a industry-driven college. So I had access to almost all the factories in the L&T. I visited so many things. I say that industry application and the student has to be trained in industry style, which was not happening in any college, but this college was of that nature. And after that, I become head of corporate technical training of L&T. And now, last 2.5 years, I'm heading this new initiative of Mr. A.M. Naik. I must thank Mr. Naik, Mr. A.D. Shahane, and Mr. K. Ramakrishnan for giving me this opportunity. This is a really very satisfying and fulfilling journey. And now, what happening is training the trainers which are in the skill ecosystem at the bottom of the pyramid, and that's what currently I'm doing. And we are training various employees of government of Maharashtra, government of Madhya Pradesh, government of Tamil Nadu, Gujarat. Now we're going to start a batch on 11th of this month on from ITI, teachers from ITI and a polytechnic teachers. So this
Okay.
is what we are current journey. Yeah, thank you.
So that's a very long journey, I would say. And I mean, I think it would be a difficult one as well because starting from Patni computers, I remember my father speaking about Patni computers.
Okay.
Like, I think my father bought his first computer in 85 because whenever he
Okay.
used to
Yeah,
speak to
that was
me,
there.
he said, 85, I got my first computer from a friend. And
Uh,
he had somewhere referring to Patni computers. Now, I don't
correct.
exactly remember where, but I have heard this name, Patni computers.
Only
And
one company
then
used to manufacture PCs that time. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, that's what something he said, and
Mm.
like he was referring me like you are very fortunate to have laptops and computers very easily accessible these days. In our time, it was a very difficult thing, and at that time, you understanding technology at core. Like nowadays, AI is becoming more of a buzzword in the industry. A startup is something becoming a buzzword in the industry, but you started teaching technology and AI at the time when internet was something new to the people,
Correct.
computer was something new to the people. So
Right.
it's a really a commendable job so that you have done. And something that I would like to ask, like, so when you started from Patni Computers till reaching till L&T as in head, representing India and Switzerland, what were your biggest challenges or fear that you must have faced? Like, because see, as like when we started our first startup like last year, there are a lot of fears that we face. Even for today's interview, we face a lot of fears. Like we have a very big personality sitting in front of us, and how we'll ask them questions, how if they don't feel bad. So, did you face any such fear in your mind or any obstacle in your journey, and how did you overcome them? So we can.
See, the biggest challenge, if you look at what I faced, and even it is true for every place, is the we typically say that individuals must have KSA, knowledge, skill, and attitude. It has to be combination of all three. Then only one can deliver right thing for you. Become more productive, more good person to deliver the output. So it was always a challenge to get the right people with the right knowledge, skill, and attitude. But that's the biggest challenge. Okay. Now to overcome this challenge, what I used to do is first of all align the people working with you for a bigger goal. You say, for example, currently I'm doing a training of trainers and I'm getting a people on board for who teach them. So I said
Right.
that you are a nation builder.
Yeah, I remember.
So,
Yes.
so you also remember that it's a nation builder. So you are going to teach the teacher who further will teach the student, and the student is going to join industry. So actually you are a nation builder. So it's a bigger picture with them and align with the bigger goal. And then work on their, and always work on the strength of an individual. I always did that. In every organization, you have a colleague which are having some weakness and some strength. So I always felt that I worked on only the strength, extract their strength, tell them that you are strong in this area, please work in this area. And that's how uh, and definitely in any cases, if any training is required to be given to them, either it is a domain training of skilling training, or it is some attitudinal training, or some process learning training, which has to be always given to all of them. So that's how uh, we overcome the journey, and it is required. I think in all my stint where uh, starting from, let us say, from Government of India, where I was heading a department, so I had many people under me. Then L&T Polytechnic, many again 50, 60 staff, and now here also there. Now here it's more difficult. People
Okay.
are empaneled with us, so they are not my employee, but work for me. More than 55 plus retired employees of L&T and other companies. How do you manage them? So
A difficult job, I can
yeah,
say.
but
But
it's
I can
yeah, but very fulfilling, enjoying. Yeah.
I can totally relate to what you said because I got an opportunity to be trained under you in 2021. So what
Correct.
you said is something I can relate, I can understand. I mean, like so when you started like your journey as a computer scientist,
Mm.
so you knew about like you as you said you thought about AI to people, you thought about the technology, then you joined the government of India's mission for Switzerland. So, how do you feel like in today's market, AI is becoming more of a buzzword, and like since the release of Chat GPT, I would say AI is something that everyone is trying to get related to. It's like, a famous celebrity relative of yours, and everyone just wants to get a photo with it just to prove that, okay, I know this guy. So, what do you feel about AI? Like in last 30 years, computers have grown to its max strength. Like starting from like I even don't know the first processor, but Pentium is something that I remember when I was studying computers.
Much before that, I'll tell you that small thing also.
So, like till now, I think we have i7 and EO that has been evolved. A lot of GPU power is being consumed. How do you see in next 5 to 10 years? Where will AI stand, or how can AI evolve more? Something that we cannot imagine. Something that I mean, how many like the people's fear of taking away jobs or something? Do you think is that true?
See, first apprehension that AI and expert system will take away job is absolutely not correct. To tell this, if you know that one evaluation, when we started the railway booking, we used to go to counter for railway booking. So railway started a computerized booking, and
Right.
every counter they used to write computerized railway ticket booking. Today, do you see that it's written anywhere now?
No.
No. Why? Because and it has not taken away jobs. The current people who need to be reskilled on new areas. So that is a big challenge, and people are not ready to do that. So that change, people changing their mindset that I must learn new thing, because my currently I'm doing this. Tomorrow I have to do something else. So I must go
Right.
for a change of. I should must take a training, understand new technology, open for learning, and unlearn something which has you're done in the past. So that will help us to further grow. Now why it AI has taken, let's say, 30 years from its thought now to becoming, true chat GPT, and a lot of applications have come up, Gemini, so many things have come because of the increased power of the computing power. Because AI algorithms are so complicated that there's a huge data. From data, I need to explore that what decision I should take. So if you look at a PC was built on 8086 or 8088 microprocessor.
Okay.
It's much before Pentium. 8088, then 80286 came, which is then 80386 came, then 80486 came. So look at a journey. And then the Pentium came after that.
Okay.
Now we always say Pentium and within that Pentium now we call I2, I3, I4, I7, that
Right.
kind of thing.
Correct.
No? Yeah. So the computing power has increased. The methods of handling data also has gone up. So now AI has become a reality. And now the change is that within this processor, they have added the computing that if I require algorithm to be executed, some image processing or some, let's say, even semantic, this is, now it has become a part of processor itself. So very easy
Right.
to write a program. So it has become now very, so NVIDIA, you know, that is has now
NVIDIA.
making a chip which is AI enabled. They have some algorithm which is built into the processor itself. So as an application, it become possible now that AI can be, AI has become a truth, I should say.
Sure. Yeah.
So it has to travel much beyond the chat GPT.
Right.
It has to get into our day-to-day life, which I think you have next question for me on that. I'll come to that where all it can be used in future.
Right.
So this is what I say.
I mean, like you said, like AI needs to evolve more. AI needs to be more than what ChatGPT. Like ChatGPT, of course, it helps a lot of creators right now, like writing emails, documents, summarizing things. Even I have become a little lazy to summarize small mathematical calculations. Uh, Now, I had a question. Like, say for example, if in a workplace, how do you feel a relation of a human being, a human employee, and AI should relate? Like, for an example, if I'm working for you, how would you technically want me to evolve with AI? Like, say, like just use Chat GPT generated content, or like for small things, or you would want me to make a smarter decision using AI? Like, what are your views on it? And will it, anyways, became like make a human being handicapped or maybe very relied on AI? So, what are your thoughts on that, sir?
So my thought is a future generation or a future workplace use the tool which are AI-driven tools. So for collecting a lot of information, so don't use it for taking a final decision. Final decision to be taken by the individual team member or by the person. But see, I again a small story that when I was in a joined as a head of corporate technical training, and my boss told me that bring some data to make a presentation to my boss
Okay.
about some activity. He says now go back and search internet, get 1,000 pages searched, analyze that, and give me the output. So that was I took almost 8 days to do that.
Okay.
But today, if my boss asks me, I can do within half day, let's say. Even it can be done in 2 to 3 hours, but I'll take half day because I'll do multiple compiling, giving them right. So and then, but decision has to be taken by my boss and me that this is what we should do. But the decision making process is getting accelerated.
Okay.
So use AI or ChatGPT or any other tools for collecting the data and take then you take a decision on top of it. Don't allow that as it is to be presented to somebody because the context may be different.
Right.
So I always expect my team that to work with me. If I have to say, okay, make a PPT, use uh, AI tool for making PPT, but making it context to my requirement, make some modifications. You work on it for some time, but then acceleration is happening. That's how is today's workplace in my organization. That's how we work, but that's also everybody should do it in the same fashion.
Like it's speeding up things, basically. That's what you're
Correct,
trying to say.
accelerating the process of
I
doing as work.
I remember, sir, like when you said about AI, I remember an incident about my friend. He said that he was working for some company and he had one of his colleague. So what they did, like into programming, they just chat GPT stuff and they just pasted that into the
Mm,
compiler and they just ran it and it worked
mm,
perfectly. Then the client came all of a sudden
mm,
after a few months said that we want this particular modification. Now ChatGPT wasn't aware about that modification because that chat was long back. Now this
mm.
guy had to sit and scratch his head to understand what has been written over there for him to modify. So I feel that can be a handicapped situation.
Yes, that's something key. So use the things and understand that and then use it in your thing. So your job of developing a particular code is reducing, but then you should know that judiciously or with a knowingly you should use it in your own software or any work you are doing. So what? So only thing is ChatGPT or AI will help you to only accelerate the thing, do the things faster.
Right. I mean, there is one more thing I think which comes with AI. I feel like you said, you have a team. Like first people used to work under you. Now you're working with people, some retired people from L&T, some senior officials. Of course, we are like they are helping us in training the teachers, helping building the nation. So how do you keep your team motivated in this case, or how would you advise people for like say like we have seen like some IS officers are quite young or maybe some managers that join the company, they're quite young compared to the experienced people sitting. So how to keep them motivated, how to keep them energetic, say if there is something new. So if you're a senior, you can easily say as a boss, okay, I mean, go learn this thing and do it. But if there is someone senior to you, so how can you ask them, okay, see, this some new technology has come, please try and understand this. So it can say where you're spending 3 hours, it will be done within 15 minutes. So how do you do that and in your daily life, or how would you advise people to do it?
See, first thing is to keep people motivated, guide them that, okay, you can use this tool, you can use that tool to, let's say now today, I'm asking my team to make use of for Google Forms for making, let's say, questionnaires online. They do this. Then they use online tools for quizzing. They use the tool. And once they use the tool, I start appreciating them. Very good. This is something new. Sometimes if even I know that, I'll say, oh, this was new for me. So appreciating them that you use this tool, then motivate them that can it be made better than this. Please search for something else also. Like there's some hitch in this. This is not possible in this tool. Can you go for like they have some picker wheel they use for selecting
Okay.
a project, allocating a project. So I said, okay, can you find out some more other? This is not possible in this now. Can you use some other tool? So motivating is basically appreciating them at a workplace, and definitely whenever some new technology comes, and if we feel that it has will take some time, provide them a training. So we have a continuous process of providing, invite some people who are digital experts, all new expert. They we invite them, call them here, and they undergo a small orientation training, and they say now you keep on working with you. So training people, motive and appreciating them, keep them motivated apart from the money, because this is a sort of a social initiative of L&T where we L&T CSR is supporting us for doing this training. So we give them honorary. We don't pay them that hefty kind of a salary. But they're very motivated. But other thing is bigger goal that yes, you are working for that nation building. You train one person, he will go back and train. He'll train 2020, and in next 5 years, 200 people. So that's how we keep them motivated.
Okay, I mean, okay, motivation and keeping them sort of happy in the sense
Yeah,
and
correct.
appreciating small things.
Small things.
And I can relate this as well. I don't know. I can relate most of the things that you're saying. I have a very. I mean, this question is one of the favorite questions in my list, I would say. So I remember when I had a chance to get trained under you, and in the auditorium, you said once one thing that actually impacted me in changing my life
Oh, I see.
maturity, like where I am today or something.
Mm.
So you said whenever you get a work, like of course you always appreciated small things, and you said this in auditorium. I remember that whenever you get some work or you have some work that is undone, you forgot. You immediately do it. Don't wait for tomorrow. Like, and you gave an example that if I'm sleeping, it's 1 a.m. and I
Mm.
suddenly remember there was a mail that needs to be sent to a particular
Sent.
person, you would get up from your bed, you will go open your laptop, you will send that email, and then you will come back and you'll sleep. And
Correct.
I did implement this in my daily life. Like, I
Mm.
mean, you can like if you ask my family, they would say like this man is crazy. He gets up at 3 a.m. and I don't know what he does, and then he comes back to sleep. Half of the time I'm roaming in the house, and
Okay.
I have seen a positive change. Like, I mean, I don't miss my
Mm.
deadlines. I commit to things at the time. Committing to people. Like I deliver things on time. People kind of trust me because of this, because of my
Correct.
dedication. But with this dedication or with this love to your work, there is something called as work-life balance,
Mm.
which is a very hot topic nowadays because of a few statements by a
Mm.
few people. So, how do you maintain work-life balance in this situation? And what is like you're one of the busiest person in L&T I've seen, and you have given us time here. You are attending guests, you're attending many events. How do you maintain your work-life balance? Like you give time to your family, you give time to your company. Additionally, you give time to your health. Like, I mean, how do you do that?
So I think that time management is very important thing in a life. So see, you get health issues because you get a tension of not doing something in time. So that stress brings you a lot of ailments. So
Okay.
to avoid the stress, if you do something much before in time, so that stress has gone from your life. So you are free from that stress. So physically you are better. But apart from that, so this is the first thing which happened. And because of you don't have a stress, you are happy. So you finish your job in time, and then
Right.
you spend a lot of time with your family also. So what typically, that's how I maintain my morning. 2 hours is for me when I'm in the campus here. Morning 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, I'll do on my own like yoga, walking, okay, and this, and then get into the job kind of thing. So it's a time management is what very important, and I give some time, equal time to your job. But so what happens, sometimes remember, as you rightly say that this I still do. That if not laptop, I'll write down on a piece of paper in a diary there. I have to do this. I should not forget this. And if it is available, laptop available is fine. Send a mail and you are through. No, so yeah, the tension has gone from your mind.
So, any
So
one incident would you like to share with us? Like, if you recall, I'm sorry, this can go out of scope, but any one incident that you personally feel in on front of work and life where you had a difficult time in managing your daily schedule and your work. Like, I mean, you had work
see,
and you had personal time as well, and you did manage that successfully. Like, any sort of story or something that you have.
currently, you are saying it's very difficult to manage. So if you look, I give a recent example. Yesterday, I had a visa interview at American Embassy.
Okay.
So woke up in the morning, early morning at 4 o'clock. 7:20 was my appointment. So Thane reaching out around 6:30, 6:45 reached embassy, finished the job, and then after that interview, they took my passport. So they said, okay, granted, visa is granted for. So that's good. So my wife said that okay, let's go and enjoy. Let's have a party today.
Okay.
But then I had one assignment which I had to do it. I had some commitment and meeting with one team which is on Industry 4.0. Industry Connect, Industry 4.0. There was discussion with one team which is working on this project. So I said that go now. We reached home at 10 o'clock. I said you get freshen up. Evening we'll have a party today. So I went.
Okay.
I again. I took a cab, went to this Cyan office, spent 2 hours, returned back at 4 o'clock, and Evening we had, I said, now nobody will cook home. And we'll not also go out. Call a food at home itself. Enjoy, you know. And one interesting thing which I did yesterday was, I said, okay, don't look at TV. So we had, my daughter also has come, elder daughter has come for Diwali vacation and she has work from home. So wife, me and three of us, we say that you tell good thing about me and I'll also tell you good two thing about you. So we had almost 30-40 minutes spent on this. That's how you enjoy.
Like a small family time game,
Correct. Correct.
apart from the digital media, basically.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, that can be actually a good thing. Even my father, like we have a rule, like when we sit in the evening at the time of
Mm.
dinner, he says everyone needs to be here. Okay, TV can be on because we
Mm.
love watching cartoons still, though.
Okay.
But we like we speak like for an hour we speak
Mm.
what happened in each
Correct.
one's of day. Like we all are working, so
Mm.
it's I
Mm.
can agree. Like it's a very beautiful thing to
Mm.
do. In the, like you relieve your stress. I relieve my stress the same way.
Yes, yes.
Speaking about my
So people
story.
are, the family also is happy. You're also happy, and your job also is done. So
And the last question for the day, sir.
mm,
Like AI is booming, technology is booming nowadays. Businesses are going global. Even anyone sitting in India, you can sell anything to UK or US. So, what is that one advice on your experience? Maybe it on technological front, on a business front, would like to give new businesses or people like me. Like we have started our startup, the Buddy Tech, recently. We were working on the product since a year, and we are starting our business. Like last month, we started. So, what is that one piece of advice that you would like to give us in terms of any aspect like technology business or maybe anything like you feel that we should be knowing before getting more deeper, and if we know it earlier it's better for us.
see, the future of AI. Now we are today. If you look at application of AI, is primarily on making your life simpler, making, let's say, video or making film or making editing, compiling, writing a book, writing stories. All are there. But what I feel is the future is how do I integrate this AI with actual work? So let us say if I'm doing a farming, can I bring AI into that area or a factory? So integration of the physical activity with the software
Right.
is the future. So let's say cobot is the already people are thinking of cobot. Cobot already exists at some places. Cobot means I am there and with me I want one assistant. Let us say
Okay.
so I have cobot with me now, another robot, which is AI-enabled robot, and I have trained them for doing my activity, get this file there or do that job.
Right.
So working together with some humanoid or some robot is what is going to be the future because you will not get a manpower. If you look at the people doing a very hard work, is diminishing. No, people don't
Right.
want to do. Most of people want to do a white collar job, blue collar job. A lot of automations are coming, but for everybody there is a upward possibility of doing something else. You can, if you are free, so you should not just relax, but do something else.
Right.
But integrating the AI with the hardware actual working is what I think we must look into this in future. For example,
Okay. Yeah.
currently we are only doing all software based thing, but can I take a data from live data from somewhere into my system? So this is all possible today with the sensors and things like that, and then analyze and give you output act on that. So that's going to be the future. Like in a smart building is already a place, but further can we bring in more smartness in that?
I mean
So I think that's
improvising
what.
things.
Ah,
I mean like improvising things, improvising your current technology
correct.
so you can get more out of it is something we can
Yes,
do,
yes.
right?
So integration with the hardware, actual physical infrastructure or physical thing with the software is what we must look
Right,
into in
sir.
future.
I totally get it. And so we are a tech company and we can understand the thing that you're saying. So optimizing thing is something very
Correct.
important. A lot of businesses that we deal, like securities, something,
Yes.
a
Yes.
very larger domain that you cannot monitor manually, or you may need a
Mm.
very huge empower.
But yes,
So
yes,
AI can help you in that domain. And
yes,
it's a really a relatable thing and a really very important thing for industry is that like, people should understand. Like instead of
yes,
fearing
yes.
from it, they should maybe adapt it.
Adopt it, find out solution for that because you can't run away from this technology. This is going to be a part of your life. So how do I make it more safe? So work on those cyber security. So physical infrastructure security is going to be the future. Like, how do I
Right.
make my physical infrastructure safe? Nobody should. So uh, today we all talk about computer, internet, cybersecurity. It has to go beyond your home automation is controlled. No, can somebody hijack this? How do I
Hijack
make
this,
that
right?
secure? So in making in physical infrastructure secure, security layer is important. Plus, how do I get maximum out of it also important,
Awesome.
right?
Thank you so much, sir. I mean, it
Yes.
was a lot of insights that I gained today. Well, I mean, it is going to help me personally. It's going to help our viewers to understand technology in deep, to understand AI in deep, understanding like more than AI, it's something to co-work with things, adapting things. Instead of running away or fighting with them, you should adapt them is something that we have understood. And
Right.
it was an honor, sir. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation. Thank you so much for
Pleasure.
being our first guest. And I'm looking forward for actually more sessions with you on
Most welcome.
technology.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
can give us more of your time, so our audience can understand technology in deeper, because you were using AI when this AI term was not existing for common man. So there can be no one more expert than you who can help us understand this. Um, I hope you enjoyed the session today.
Yeah, sure.
Uh,
Same here. And pleasure is mine. And thank you very much for having me for your first podcast.
thank you so
All
much,
the
sir.
best.
Thank you, sir. Have a